I've always been a sucker for free stuff, especially when I moved into my first apartment and realized how expensive furniture actually is. So when I found a Craigslist listing titled, "Free Couch, Must Pick Up Today," no stains, no bugs, very comfy, just don't ask questions, I figured, why not? The pictures looked decent. A little worn, sure, but nothing sketchy. The seller said to come by, no need to knock, just grab it from the curb. When I got there, the couch was already outside. No one around. Kinda odd, but I figured they just didn't want to deal with people. So I loaded it into my buddy's truck, brought it home, and flopped down on it like it was a throne. Free, easy, comfortable. Or so I thought. The first night, I woke up at 2:47 a.m., not to a sound, but a feeling, like someone had been standing right over me. I brushed it off. Then the dreams started. I'd see dim rooms with people lying still, always from a strange angle, high up, like I was mounted on a wall, watching, always watching. 3 nights in, I finally noticed it. While vacuuming around the couch, I saw something odd, a tiny slit underneath, like the lining had been cut and sewn back up. I grabbed a flashlight and reached in. My hand brushed something hard. I pulled out a phone. The battery was dead, but I charged it. Curiosity beat out common sense. There were no apps, just the camera roll. Dozens of videos. All of them showed bedrooms, living rooms, hallways. All of them were shot from inside couches, looking through tiny slits in the fabric. In every single one, people were sleeping, unaware. The final video? Me. Sleeping on my own couch, from a low angle. Taken sometime after I'd already brought it home. I wanted to burn it, throw it out. But I knew if someone had planted this phone, they could have done it to others too. So I called the police. To my surprise, they took it seriously. They traced the device and confirmed it had been linked to a case involving hidden surveillance devices. It was part of a Craigslist scam. A guy had been planting cameras in furniture and using pickup listings to distribute them. They wouldn't tell me more, but they kept the phone as evidence, asked me to write a statement, told me I'd probably helped other victims too. They said I was lucky, that most people never even notice. I got rid of the couch, I sleep better now, bought a brand new sofa from an actual store. But sometimes I wonder, how long was that phone recording? And how many people took home furniture thinking they scored a great deal, only to end up in someone's private collection of footage? Now, every time I see a free couch listing, I scroll past, because some things may cost nothing, but they're never free. It started with a Craigslist ad. Free professional headshots, 1-day offer, female model preferred, portfolio building, no fees, must be okay with late-night scheduling. Weirdly specific, yeah, but I needed updated photos for an acting site, and I was broke. The ad came with a link to a small portfolio. The photos were good, clean, almost too perfect. So, I messaged him. He responded almost instantly, polite, professional, said he had studio space downtown and could shoot that night. I hesitated for maybe a second. Then I said yes. The studio was in a converted office building on the 6th floor. The hallway smelled faintly of old carpet and something sweeter, like floral cologne just past its expiration. When I stepped inside, the room was eerie. Big white backdrop, harsh ring light already on. No windows, no natural light, just silence. He greeted me warmly. Tall, soft-spoken, dressed in black. But there was something strange. None of the lights were plugged in. The ring light glowed, but there were no cords, no outlet in sight. Still, I convinced myself it was a battery setup, some high-end wireless thing. We got started. He asked me to pose, smile, turn, eyes closed, chin up, chin down. He was quiet, but calm. Director. Then something changed. His voice got lower. "One more shot," he said. "Stay perfectly still." He lifted the camera slowly. And that's when I noticed. He wasn't blinking. Not once. His eyes just stared wide, unbroken like glass. "You'll feel a little dizzy," he said. "But don't worry, it only lasts a moment." I tried to step back, but my knees buckled. My ears rang. I collapsed to one hand. The light flickered. And then, black. I woke up in my car. My phone buzzed in the seat beside me. 2:41 a.m. No photos. No messages. Just a file titled, "For You," waiting in my camera roll. I opened it. It was a single image. My headshot. But not the one I remembered posing for. This one was faded, like an old missing poster, and across the bottom, typed in red, "You blinked. But you got away." I reported the building the next day. There was no studio, no office on the 6th floor, just a bricked-up door, and no record of anyone renting the space in years. I still have that photo saved. Sometimes I swear, the background shifts when I'm not looking, but I'm still here. And that's more than I can say for whoever came before me. It was one of those desperation moves. Rent was due. I just lost my job, and I found a Craigslist listing that sounded like the easiest gig ever. Night shift helper needed, no experience, $200 cash, one night only, warehouse monitoring, must not leave until 6 a.m. The place was on the edge of the industrial district. No company name, just a location and a phone number. I texted it. They responded immediately. "You're confirmed. Be there by 10 p.m., enter through side door. Do not talk to the man in the office." I thought it was a joke, or one of those horror-themed pranks. But by 9:45, I was standing in front of a squat, concrete warehouse with no signs, no windows, and just a flickering security light over the side door. I needed the money. So I went in. It smelled like dust and old paper. Rows of covered crates filled the middle of the warehouse floor. Metal racks stretched high along the walls, stacked with identical unmarked boxes. There was a folding chair, a thermos, and a sheet of instructions taped to the wall. It said, "Stay awake. Don't use your phone. Don't wander. You may hear footsteps. You may hear humming. Do not speak to the man in the office." I looked toward the far corner. There was a glass-walled office, dimly lit, with a desk and a tall figure sitting completely still, facing the wall. He didn't move, didn't acknowledge me. I told myself it was a mannequin, a weird prank. I sat down in the chair, sipped the bitter coffee from the thermos, and waited. Around 1:13 a.m., I heard footsteps, slow, deliberate, shuffling through the rows of crates behind me. I stood up, turned on my phone flashlight. Nothing. A few minutes later, the humming started. It was low and slow, like an old music box out of tune. It was coming from the office. I glanced over. The man in the office was now standing, still facing the wall. Same stiff posture, same silence. I went to the door, about to yell, ask if he needed help, but then I remembered the note. "Do not speak to the man in the office." I backed away. I sat down. I didn't move again. At 5:06 a.m., all the lights in the warehouse flickered off for a full second. When they came back on, the office was empty. The chair was overturned. The lights inside the room were off, but no one had come out. The door was still closed. Then at 6 a.m. sharp, a loud click echoed through the warehouse. The main doors opened slowly on their own. My phone buzzed. "Thank you. Payment left by your car. Please do not return." Outside, taped to my car window, was a white envelope. Inside, 2 crisp $100 bills and a note that read, "You followed the rules. Most don't." I drove straight home. Never looked back. But every now and then, I checked the job boards, just out of habit. And sometimes, I see the same listing, slightly rewritten, same location, still hiring, still one night only. And I always wonder, what happens to the ones who speak to him? I never asked. And that's why I'm still here.